testing. Okay. No idea what happened. Just connection completely shut out. That's annoying. Sorry about that. Well, yeah. Just it's really frustrating when you know, for streaming you need consistency. And just discoverability on Twitch is hard enough. So that's gonna affect the stream for the rest of the day, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna group up more. But I still have that equipped. It's supposed to. Push apply patch 7. Sorry, just some back and forth in the background. Troubleshooting. Here's me again. Night, it's time. 2 damage. 2 damage. This is without the buff, by the way. This is something that will only get better once we get the buff. I figure I can get more walls of fire later. The big guy? It's your Crusader? Spawns from the middle portal, from the greater armor. Worth 280 XP. He's always been here. Just, if you've never seen him, you've never let the spawns happen. pull myself, to be honest. Weekend Glad. Weekend Glad. Even Captain, Sparking Zero. Hopefully my internet stops being shitty and we can play later. I'm just having a fucking day and a fucking week, man. But healthy coping habits. Control what you can control, etc., etc. I get all this some abuse. So, if you interrupt Raphael's first attempt to talk to you in the game, he will then show up instead in a forced long rest the first time you try to leave the first map of the game. If you then non-lethally knock him out while he's unable to talk to you, you have a few options for that. You can loot his armor and get the XP. What do you mean path is interrupted? Look for this. DC 10. Sorry to hear that, Quag. Life be life, and yeah, it is what it is. Thanks for Patrick's though, Sage. Time for bed, have a good day. Have a good one yesterday, Bolin. Still remember that it's been a fucking week, club. Remember to have a hot drink, get a cookie on your way out. Yeah, good call. We'll be here a while. We did confirm that Wall of Fire is super sustainable, even without the buff. The buff should stop me from taking any damage, so I shouldn't have to roll concentration at all. That'll be cool. I guess there's a pretty okay argument for me running Justiciar half-plate to get advantage on Constitution. I'd still have 2 DR. I need to get fire resistance from somewhere else, and I wouldn't be burning immune. But I don't need to be burning immune if my own fire damage, or if any fire damage doesn't hurt me. Like, burning is 1d4. Fiercely burning is 1d10. If fire damage has to do 11 to hurt me, I don't care about being burning immune. Be 1 less DR than Helldusk, but, like, do I care? Path interrupted because of darkness bullshit. It's not letting me actually throw. Path interrupted. Sure it is. Hey, cheese, thank you for the 51 months. That's a long time, man. You, that's your voice.
Quag SIR.
Thank you, cheese. Those things go better with cheese. That is true. Maze, you never changed that alert. It grew on me, and then I was like, eh. We are, 4 years later. should have gotten Eversight Ring before this. Well, now we know, just on future times I do this, if I'm playing a build where I don't have Devil Sight, I'm getting Eversight Ring just so I can actually throw things. You know, I could get away with, going down to 29 AC. Ability drain this guy. Build saving throw. Fine. I have Necrotic Resist and Hell Dusk, so it won't hurt me. Advantage on con saves for in the firewall? No. I don't have any source of advantage on con saves. I was discussing the possibility of using Dark Justiciar Half-Plate, so I would have a source of advantage on con saves. Would have done damage, I guess. Doesn't matter that missed. Need to unequip my weapon. Let's actually see what we can do. IC roll is 29. If I'm gonna unequip any items, I do need to ability drain. Just once should be enough. You have 18 strength. One will do it. Go about doing that. Throw something. That'll let me keep my weapon equipped. Okay, stun, nice. Not gonna throw a lightning jabber because patch 7. Saved, it's fine. Oh yeah, I got rid of your ability drain. Lack of self-control. Got an exam in 10 minutes, let me drink my concentration potion. Full time Molotov. Need a tsunami spell. You ever upcast Create Water in this game? It's very powerful. Doesn't do damage directly, but like a 6th level Create Water is this entire screen, and then you can electrify it on a Tempest Cleric. And it's very funny. So the hammer spell or attack roll? Neither. It's just a class action. Not count as casting a spell. The Constitution saving throw. ended up hating it because it's bleeding on. It's annoying. What are we talking about? Trade? I'm especially neurodivergent today. I think I checked my PC when I wanted to miss the Gale bank. Yeah, my connection went out, RBF Queen. Sorry. Great Water on Tempest Cleric. Oh, yeah, right. Water Sparkers. Yeah. Electrifying with means other than Water Sparkers is, a bit better for that. It does get awkward. I didn't grab the tadpoles from Moonrise before that. Change my equip load next turn. TV kept replaying the same 3 seconds over and over. Ugh. Yeah, just no warning. Shit just cut out. I probably won't be going too much longer because I have to troubleshoot some stuff. Because not everything is working right now, but you know, losing connection like 7 hours per stream is fucking. Ooh, I'm actually pissed off. Just it's on brand for the week, but ugh. I apologize for the interruptions. Convergence. Annoying the water by the Harpies doesn't work for the Sparkers. Yeah, like bodies of water don't work, only puddles. The Harpy water is salty. Harpy water is a sentence that I am not sure how I feel about. Moving myself with wood bulbs this way is just kind of funny. Convergence applying to fiercely burning on all of them. That's good stuff. I want Gale to yawn while all these arrows missing. There's a mod I want to try out that changes dodge animations to like sometimes you deflect them off your shield and stuff. I haven't seen it in action and I want to. Juicy convergence. Yeah, they resist fire, by the way. It's gonna be big. Resident Evil backflip. Gale just does that. I like these gloves with the Aether Hammer. Overheat's pretty good. It is. It's even better against enemies that I can make bleed, because then I can give them disadvantage in the saving throw. If I include reverb, I can reduce their con saves further. A lot you can do with it. you mean can't reach destination? Our signature bonus now? Not yet. This isn't fair, he's too hot and too single. Shut up, Balthazar. Alright, at least give me good lockpicking RNG today, game. I know you hate my fucking guts. But like,
Yes.
a little something. Give me that first roll success, yeah? This is a treat. You tried. There we go.
Let's go. With haste.
Got Callous Glow. Very nicely with everything else we're doing. Do I have protection from evil and good scroll by any chance? 6. Let's go fight the Meanlocks. We don't have the signature buff yet, but we are very much getting the playstyle down, which I am excited about. I should Drake throw the Aether Hammer. Or should I Drake throw a hand crossbow? I don't deal with the Meanlocks yet, because if I get Oil of Combustion going, that would be a great place to use that. There will be plenty of opportunities, it'll be fine. Fire Stoker is +1 to hit and an extra amount of fire damage to help me build heat. super duper early, but it's fine.
Much prefer to keep my insides on the inside.
Save, which is fine. I want them to group up. +27 AC, so they can hit me. They have +9. They're going through disadvantage. And they're gonna get reeling each time they miss me. So, they can hit me. Very hard, but they can. Fangs added fire damage to that throw, so it also built heat. I have 6 stacks of heat convergence. These are all in a concurrent turn order, so they should all take the damage from it. Really drop that, so make sure everyone's illuminated. Turn heat convergence on. Let's see what happens. I guess they're not all concurrent. Supposed to be, they're not. It's fine. I'm gonna build heat from each individual one taking the fire damage, I think. Still have 5 stacks. Now we'll use heat convergence and we'll click overheat. Those two took 12. Things. And I'll throw a dagger at you. It's fine. Heat convergence. This is fun. And I heard hit 6 again. I'm gonna throw that. So now they're all bleeding. They have disadvantage on con. Now I overheat. 16 on that one. Burning fiercely, burning fiercely. If you not. This will replace burning fiercely, so I don't want to do that. Guess I'll just take a regular swing. I have advantage with balls with benediction. Of course it missed. I have to get this weapon. I stole it from my summon. Juicy. Sick. Take these motherfuckers. They can be tough if you don't prep. They have a lot of troublesome abilities. It's very true. Did I destroy the note? I think I did. So rip XP. But, you know, what else is new for this run?
A wizard's quite worthless with a tired mind. Sleep beckons, and I would follow.
Yo, we're not gonna be sleeping much this run, buddy. Mean locks? I think I can handle them. I have some good HP buffer. I picked up my movement, right? Yeah, let's go handle the mean locks.
How's the barricade?
Once I have Mystra's blessing, I can start doing things like fireballing my feet.
Heading out without Isabel's blessing? Have you got a death wish?
Standing around.
He said the thing. Is this what I want to run gear-wise? Yeah, I think so. Those swapping places on these makes sense. Because my bonus action is almost always going to be overheat.
The coward's route. I venture forth. If I must. Of course.
Can I jump from here? My turn? Can't see. What do you figure? Video game? Fine. Rob. Sure.
My pleasure.
Ooh. Stuff. Yeah, they will pick up your throwables. Teleport above me. I don't know how to get down from there. But I suppose that does mean there's fewer of them to deal with right now. No angle. I like this a lot. The semi-self-sustaining heat convergence loop. Very cool stuff. Ball. Oh, what it says about me. This fight's one of my favorites in Act 2. The garroting, teleporting, love it. It's certainly one that is memorable. Certainly memorable. Choking and kidnapping.
Awaits.
I'm not in the business of king shaming. Maybe should be, but you enjoy. These fucks knocking me prone would be a problem. Make sure this is the last one so I can be standing next to the alpha. Use reverb for con save disadvantage, didn't know that. Reverb doesn't give disadvantage for con saves. It lowers by 1 point per stack. So you can stack it with disadvantage. I could be using the reverb boots, but I need the armor class currently. If you want disadvantage on con, make them bleed. Sure. For the fire shield damage. That was fun. That was really fun. With ball, you can have advantage and disadvantage bleeding enemy. Yes. Gale gave up spells for fisting. Yeah. Fisting and swinging around a hammer he stole from a shirtless man pretending to be from the elemental plane of fire. Quick disguise going. Yep, this guy's its Karlach. It's thematically appropriate. for a bit. Off topic, been seeing Duelist Prerogative getting more use lately. Pretty cool. Yeah, it's a great weapon that deserves more of a highlight. Trade and Mark both have plans for heavy armor rogues using Duelist Prerogative that I think are pretty cool ideas. Just bunga bunga. 2 uncanny dodges with heavy armor master. I believe that's Mark's plan for his next Astarion.
You've got the wrong man for this.
Why did that apply brief? Kind of waiting for the scrying eye to come in. Kind of important that I deal with that. It might be stuck out there. Wait like 30 seconds. Silly question, would it be better for Firewall, having Arcane Acuity, or disadvantage on saves? Yeah, you can do both. Also, like, playing that out, minimal impact either way. Firewall is gonna be huge even if someone saves. The presence of Wall of Fire. It's one of those things like Spirit Guardians where, sure, or Chain Lightning, where, sure, getting consistency on enemies failing saving throws is nice, but, like, how much do you really care? And for me, the answer is, not much. Not much at all.
Indubitably.
Another parasite. Collect it. It might be useful.
I guess the scrying eye that's supposed to patrol into here is stuck somewhere.
It shall be done. Right away. Good find.
You have to choose one. Yes, Arcane Acuity, but like there's never an instance where you have to choose between those things. I don't understand the basis of the question. Like I choose both. You don't have to choose. Why not both? Yeah, Viper.
I wouldn't have if not for the lantern. To think the absolute grace is such a creature as that.
We are each of us threads in her design. Even those we once called Mum.
Easy enough.
You have to choose one item over the other. Like, there's not even any items that compete for slots for those effects, though, is the thing. Unless I'm grossly overlooking. Like, Arcane Acuity is from Elixir slot, or...
Not this again.
Finally managed to pull off that trick that Mark showed me. First time you go down there, there's a very brief window where those scrying eyes are aligned, and you can get them both with a shatter like that. Sound effect for that is sick. Yeah, it's way cooler than shatter. But yeah, Arcane Acuity. It's Elixir slot, it's Helmet slot. That's it. But like... it doesn't compete with imposing disadvantage at all. Like, if you want to impose disadvantage on dex saves, you can coat your weapon with oil freezing to apply encrusted with frost. Or use any of the other sources with that. You could make people go prone to have disadvantage on dex saves, which you have lots of means of doing that. Like, you could just have both.
Yes.
Roland better be all right.
It's Roland. He's probably holed up somewhere, planning to burst in, spells ablaze, and rescue us.
I bloody hope not. If he saves us, I'll never hear the end of it.
Really don't have an angle here. Mustard pixel?
You're being arrested for a...
Bother.
Mustard pixel.
Adventure awaits.
Talking to Leah for XP is inconsistent, don't know why.
Why don't you and Zevlor take a long walk of...
We don't know that for sure.
If you're not at the absolute whatever...
Yeah, I've never gotten XP here. I don't know how you have. I've never gotten XP from talking to her. Gold for one thing or something, but like... The hat is free. And the other hat, if you kill the strange ox, is also free. Like, there's no conflict. You can just have both.
Gloves will get dirty. Nimble fingers. Ill intent.
I mentioned it, brought up Roland is looking for them. Oh. I'll have to try that. Next run. One key point. I didn't grab the Sunshine Amulet.
That hit the spot.
You're being arrested for a...
Surprised. Convergence and other fangs. Applies to both instances. Heat Convergence Fangs of the Fire Snake is gonna be some good damage going forward. You have very good saving throws, I don't expect. No, okay. Good fuck. Roll to 6.
Step by step.
Works like Divine Strike Fire. Yeah. You could do Divine Strike Fire and Fangs of the Fire Snake on the same build. Like, you could Fangs and then use that Fangs boost on your Divine Strike Fire.
What's that?
Sounds like a fun setup, actually. Like 8-4, maybe? Or 9-3. Do that before the oil combustion tray. Still do it.
The coward's route. Quite.
Oh, he just saw me. Fine.
Knight to king 5.
Boots of Storming Glamour are just kind of incredibly broken. Hit me. Was it good for you? It was good for me. Oh, prone? Oh, because Fangs counts as 2 separate attacks, yeah. You just go from 0 to 4 reverb. Now let me see over here. No. Okay, why didn't that apply reverb to you? Interesting. Oh, ability drain. That's why. Overheat's fun. I like overheat a lot. Once we get Mystra's Blessing, I can be clicking overheat while standing inside of my own wall of fire, building up heat convergence extremely quickly. Trying to think of other sources of fire damage I could be grabbing.
Oh,
Gonna want Ear Gear's hand crossbow eventually.
This must be the place where sanity comes to drown.
An illithid oubliette. Right beneath the towers.
The thing about Gale that actually enables us to play Gale Origin once when it's
That
renewed.
must be where
So
the
the
tadpoles are coming from.
2 commands above you, the Mystra's Blessing thing, that is an Origin Gale specific buff. Origin Gale has access to quite a lot. He's one of the more powerful Origins in terms of exclusive features. Because, like, technically everything Astarion gets, you don't have to be Astarion Origin for. Same with Karlach. But with Dark Urge is not recruitable. A player has to be Dark Urge. And then they can get their own benefits. But then with Gale, there are some things Companion Gale can do, but there are some things only Origin Gale can do. Like, Origin Gale gets, this ring in Act 1. Origin Gale gets access to either Mystra's Blessing or a Shadow spell slot. Karlach does have the fire resist by default. All Tieflings have fire resistance, so that's not a Karlach feature. That's a Tiefling thing. TK necklace, yeah, everyone can get the TK necklace if Gale lives to Act 3, because then Tara has it. But Origin Gale has Tara in Act 1, so he could get it sooner if he was a monster.
What was that place? This place gives me the creeps.
When I get my beauty sleep soon, I may just get a tad malcontent.
Yeah? Keep sight narrows at night time.
For now. A little discourse.
Jahira didn't save your ragged little tail from the
Roland has
cultists.
Dimension Door.
I
He
did.
always has a random scroll. Could be a cantrip, could be a Disintegrate. It's Dimension Door this time.
If you're here to save the day, Carl and Leo are taken in by you.
Is that Roland? God. This is enough to give wizards a bad name.
Plus damage. Red miss. Good job, Roland.
God damn it! Instead, I've.
Imagine if saving all tieflings Roland gave you spell of his you choose quest reward. That'd be really cool, actually. Roland has some cool spells, and they keep giving him more. Like, they gave him a fireball that applies heat metal, which would be so cool. Like, you could make that a 6th level spell, and I would still be like, hell yeah. Go kill the winged horrors, and then clear out the roof, I think. I can use a short rest potion if I decide I want key points, which I may. Still have 5 peg scrolls. Not struggling. Not interested in heat metal with Pyroquickness Hat. Heat metal, 2 times bonus action, reapply heat metal. The thing with Pyroquickness Hat is when you fulfill the condition again, the game will remove the bonus action, but then it won't regrant it if you've already gotten the bonus action that turn. So, like, Pyroquickness Hat is really fucked up with Scorching Ray. But heat metal more controllable, so maybe. Enemy has to save though if they're holding the weapon. What you could do is intentionally run very low spell save DC. to improve the likelihood of that happening, so you just get the damage. Full key points. I don't really need to be concentrating right now.
Brawl low. Forthwith.
Chewy. Oh, best flesh. But it is all full of bones. And so salty too.
Certainly.
That was a crit, by the way. I could tell by the sound.
Onward.
You don't get to, like, see, but it was a crit. This is very fun. Not a weapon I had planned on even using in this run. This is just fun. Do I have the mats for another Colossus Elixir? No, but I do have the mats for Cloud Giant. Do I want to invest that right now? No, I don't. So we'll live dangerously. Apply fire vulnerability easily? No, there's actually no way of applying it unless the enemy has a feature that like does that.
You will turn around in her name.
Dance macabre.
It's failed. Should really know this spot by now. I fucking don't. Body blocker with shovel.
Quite ready for you. Of course.
So much easier with minor illusion.
Mine is the
They're taking her all the way to
advantage.
the top.
You were witnessed assaulting someone.
No,
You're
no,
headed
no,
for
I
the
wasn't.
cells.
No, I'm not. It was a prank.
You're free to go.
Yay.
Yes, yes.
Nice cyclone's line. Love to see that.
For me.
Is there an angle where I can get you both? Doesn't look like there is, so we'll just move you. Oh, you have walk back AI. Of all things, why you?
Oh, this again. With diligence and care. Knight to King 5.
Good. So, overheat is a fixed DC. You can see the game is like trying to make mine bad, because it's base 8, and then my proficiency is only 3, so that'd be 11, but my wisdom is negative, so that would be 10, but it's fixed 15. So the only way I can affect it is by giving the enemy disadvantage. It's both a good and a bad thing. It's good because it means my spell save DC doesn't actually need to be good. Bad because improving my spell save DC doesn't help it. This is why I want to do reverb and bleeding whenever possible.
On my honor.
Your armor, your armor. If we could get the cloak that applies burning at this point in the game, that'd be really nice. Godric's still downstairs? Yes. I didn't want to hit these shots anyway.
This will come in handy.
I'm completely at a loss for what I want to do with my other levels, by the way. Probably end up doing 8 monk just to get the second feat, but like I have no idea for the rest.
I don't think this is strictly legal.
Very fun to use the thermo-arcanic gloves, though. Very, very fun. I could maybe get, the axe that Damon sells is another source of heat gen. Like, if I Drake Throat Fire on that, and I swing that, I'll be generating... Is that full heat every swing? It might be. Money. I'll buy it. I don't know which build makes Astarion shine the most so honor mode viable. Everything is honor mode viable. Everything. In terms of what Astarion's origin-specific stuff benefits, he wants to use weapons, because if you do his evil choices in Act 3, you get a substantial amount of bonus necrotic damage on your punches, on your throws, and on your weapon attacks. So anything that uses those. His other thing is because he's a vampire, he can use his bite to get the happy buff for the day, which is +1 to all dice rolls. That's attack rolls, that's saving throws, ability checks, which is very cool, very good for everything. But that does mean that he lends himself well to things that you're wanting to make attack rolls on. He's an elf, so he's immune to being put to sleep magically, and he has dark vision already. So something that takes advantage of those works well, and that's a lot of builds. What he doesn't have is armor proficiencies or shield proficiencies. So playing classes that don't give those proficiencies might be awkward. Like, for example, if you play him as a bard, even if you play as swords bard, you pick up the medium armor proficiency, but you don't have shield proficiency, because neither bard nor elf give that. So that's something to keep in mind.
My pleasure.
Need anything?
Thanks, you're welcome. Every deal damage with this weapon, you gain 2 turns of heat. So if I'm doing 2 from that, 2 from dealing fire damage, I can build up 4 turns of heat per time I hit with that. If I put bonus fire damage on that. Heat cap's at 7, so more than half the heat just from that. And if I'm doing overheat, then I'm building up a lot of heat passively. That might be worth purchasing. I don't have too much in the way of money, but I'm gonna go for it anyway. Even though it's just a maybe. Said maybe. I could use Darkfire Shortbow to cover my fire resist if I need to, while I'm using Dark Justiciar half-plate. That's an interesting idea. The thing about running Thermo Dynamo Axe is if I want to run it and Aether Hammer, I would need to pick up Dual Wielder. And using Dual Wielder would mean I'm not using the Adamantine Shield, which means I wouldn't have crit immunity unless I put on the Grimskull Helm, which I'm not proficient with. That would shut off my spellcasting, that would give me disadvantage on most things, but like the question is, do I care? that how much better the summon weapons are for a heat build than any other weapons outside Hellfire Great Axe. Yeah, heat does feel very incomplete until, hey, that rhymes, until Act 3. Like, between Hellfire Great Axe, Amulet of Elemental Torment, and Marco Heschker, like, that puts heat up such a massive degree over what you can do with it in Act 1 and 2 that it's just incomparable. Like, think about Marco Heschker attuned to fire for a moment. You add your... First of all, it gives fire resistance, but then also you add your proficiency bonus, which is 4 if you're level 9 or higher, to the damage of any fire spell you do. So let's say you just do a regular Scorching Ray, no upcast. That's already 12 more damage, just for having the item equipped. But then, it also gives you 1 spell save DC and +1 to spell attack rolls, just for having the item equipped. And it also builds heat each time you do damage with a spell. So you would just hit with that Scorching Ray, and after you would have full heat. For whatever you follow up with. It's so good. I guess I fight the throne room goblins now. It really matters that I'm not proficient with that. Since Minthara's dead, I don't really need to be careful with this. I can just trigger this scene. Willing to throw all of my inspiration at passing the check with Zarel.
My brothers had the dreams too. Same as me.
I'm a sage, I'll just get it back.
The Absolute calls us all to her desire. Your family will answer. Eventually.
I did it! You failed to retrieve the artifact. Enough! Of course. You heard the general. Did he? Yeah.
Right. So because I already killed Saza and Fezzik, these are 2 completely new goblins. They are both worth a lot more XP than Saza and Fezzik. So.
Flesh and blood. We must learn more about his power.
I don't have bonus fire damage on the weapon, so... Suppose. Let's go roll Zarel. Getting the insight check would be nice. If I don't, then I'll go for the detect thoughts in her office, but not before.
Outside are maintained too. The curtain. General Thorm's even you. Excellent. The goblet. No. I see you like to handle underling.
Every emotion soaks into her mind's palette. But there is purpose to her exploration. She is searching for proof of your faith.
Dalliance with Lae'zel.
Are you trying to You don't.
I hope you're... That's it. Play along. The closer
But
you
she
can
really
get to
hit you
the
with that. I
general,
hope you're a better
the
fighter than
closer
you are a
you'll be to
lover.
the
Holy
answers
shit.
you seek.
The answer is no.
But we have lost contact with him.
She's suddenly nervous, on edge. Talking about the relic makes her anxious.
sage burning, and so it does not matter. I can refill this, like, easy. Yeah, I can get 2 for opening Balthazar's secret room. 1 for opening the Sharon Sanctum.
I don't get anxious, I get impatient. You have the but don't.
This means I have permission to be in Balthazar's room. I already broke the door, so I'm like, lol, but...
Very well.
I'm gonna walk in yet. Get another one over here, and then I'll read a book. Get back to 4.
Looks like these plaques make for a mechanism of sorts. Ooh, I sense a secret. Wonder what that did.
Now we go back to talk to Sorrel. Gonna put on this for better int. Excuse me. We'll go for guidance. We're gonna go for the detect thoughts check, which will make her hostile if I fail. But I have +8 initiative. So if that happens, I just click Stunning Strike and hope she doesn't end the run. Sounds good? Sounds good to me. I haven't really done anything in the Mountain Pass, so that's a huge source of XP left untapped right now. And tadpoles.
So why are you
Niffa.
here? Oh, good. I love answering questions.
Only DC 9.
Whatever Balthazar is looking for. Fine. Talk to the bugbear.
It's easy. Actually, that's way easier. Like, succeeding the insight and then failing the persuasion might be the easiest way to do that, because the persuasion's DC 18, but the detect thoughts, it's DC 9. And rolling the detect thoughts in her office, you could easily have her by herself. At 1 with advantage, thanks patch 7. I'm always willing to blame patch 7 for stuff like that, Salt. Let's do it. Did you know that patch 7 actually also made the eggs in my fridge go bad?
The absolute war drums beat loud in your chest. How may I serve?
Same. It's real unfortunate. Sorry to hear that. Yeah. It's tough, but I'm coping. I'm learning to live without them.
Slaughter.
What?
The absolute took a liking to you, did she? Watch yourself. She breaks her tools.
Guess I could go kill Zarel. Fuck it, why not? Why not? This is not a Acer Hammer fight though. Did I never buy Corlin's Grace from Ethel? I certainly should have. Just Hunter's Dagger. That'll be fine, right?
You were witnessed assaulting.
Any attacks? You don't shield bash me. Rolled a 12 through disadvantage. This is gonna suck. Going cold? Kill me? Oh right, patch 7 broke Zarel's AI. She doesn't fight back. I forgot. But if her AI worked, what she could do is cast a Cone of Cold, which rolls up to 60 damage. My Helldusk armor would save me from a max roll. I would live. Barely.
There's a parasite in that corpse, brimming with potent magic.
Certainly. Yes, why not?
So, yeah, for reference, fighting Zarel, it's one of the very few places in the game where having cold resistance is actually meaningful. Very, very rarely does cold resistance actually help you. It's not a common enemy damage type. Let's go out to the docks. It's weird hitting max tadpoles without taking any from the crush, because there's still the 3 in that room. I could max out with those, but like... I'll just need one of them, it seems. Quick reverb question? No, question's bad. I have Storm and Clamor Boots, the Lithid ability drain, attack with sword, enemy constrained, but no reverb, hit with bow, and reverb, no ability drain. What gives you think? Those boots are very fucked up, so... Hey. Shrug. If you're trying to apply reverb, those boots will consider almost anything just a valid application source. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. So for what I've done so far in the stream, Karlak would have done this better because she could soul coin. But again, once I get the buff, do some cool shit. But the buff will also be interesting for me fighting your gear, because like his thunder damage won't really be a threat, especially if I get resistance.
Forthwith.
This guy pushed off the roof. The more runs I've done, the less I just respect these guys, and I'll just throw them in front of each other.
You were witnessed assaulting.
What's that? That's crazy. Can you imagine if I had been witnessed assaulting someone?
Interesting.
Flash 7 made me bad at Hades too. Same.
Color me curious.
Where am I going now? Mason's Guild? I'll save that fight so I can do the funny. $1,012 left. Guess I have the torturers.
Yes, of course.
I just want you to know. Oh no.
If I must.
Hey, Cons, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, everybody. If you don't know me, I'm Quag. I do challenge runs and stuff. Today, we hate the internet. It's just my internet. My connection sucks and it's frustrating. But you came to the right place because we are hot single Gale. We are serving. We're a Gale in the most immaculate of drip, and we're doing a bunch of fiery stuff. It's very cool. Which ISP? I have Frontier. Which, normally they're good. Hot single Gale. Look at this. Look at this, Cons. We also have the dad bod Gale mod. So, no distracting abs. We get a bunch of doughy goodness. Love that for you. Thanks, Soho. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was fighting these. Yeah, I'll heat convergence on this. Yeah, all things again. Yeah, all things again. Sure. Why are they going for blindness? I've never seen them prioritize that. Okay, good fight. I have a question. What's up, Soho?
My pleasure.
Remember what mod you used for that run when you started from Act 3? So it was actually vanilla. I did everything myself with console commands. I could show you which command I used. I'll paste that in the chat.
If I don't get my beauty sleep soon, I may just get a tad malcontent.
Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. I'm very organized. Hey, Cursed One, welcome in. So this, and then just replace Act 2 with whichever you want. Here, another text dump. Yeah, that doesn't format well in Twitch chat, but there you go. When going to acts other than 3, what I would do is I use the console to add all of my passive buffs that I had gotten that I wanted to carry over, and add all my gear and stuff. I would make a new character, and then I would teleport from the Nautiloid to which act I wanted. Then I would add all my stuff back, so it would be like the same character, but it'd be a new one. Thank you. Have me to find anything? Of course, of course. Yeah, if you need to know any more about that run, feel free. Feel free to ask away. I enjoyed that run. And I think I want key points. Yeah. I think once I've hit level 8, that's when I long rest and then lock into my buffs. Though, thinking about it, I maybe need to do early Wargaz, get that out of the way, so I can kill Voss. Yeah.
Such a long way down.
Virgins on that. Ugh, brutal.
If I really must.
With haste.
The radius of overheat, I don't think it's big enough for me to get both of them. Like, just the wrong size. Yeah. I could miss both of them. Or I could hit one of them. But we have other workarounds for that. Protection.
You're mistaken, surely.
I am not.
What?
You've got the wrong man for this.
Soul sent for an audience?
Didn't like me doing that for some reason. You saves? It's incredibly awkward, actually. Well,
Being arrested for assault.
here I am. you're prone. Yeah, they have good con saves. I shouldn't really expect too much in that department. That's melee. Athletics failed. Love that for me. Love it, love it. Reverb your buddy. Okay. Fun. Throw a spike bolt. Which, yeah, it'll hit me, but like, do I care? Don't really. Now you're both bleeding, you have disadvantage on. Both burning fiercely. Send you into you. Not bleeding anymore, but you are 4 stacks of reverb, so you have -4 to con saves. Did you roll? 19. Yeah, that'll do it. Thank you. Somehow missed the ground. I'm very skilled. And I missed that too. Awesome. Well, I do have heat convergence. Oh, yeah, you're dead. Mistra's Blessing, how is it obtained? So the first time Origin Gale kills one of the Thorms, you're given a choice between either purging the Shadow Weave or consuming it. Consuming it gets you a permanent 3rd level spell slot. That's kind of separate from your other ones. Whereas purging it gets Mystra patting you on the head, so to speak, and you get until long rest. You get that Mistra's Blessing. So it's an Origin Gale exclusive thing, which not many people do Origin runs versus customs or Dirge. And then it's also taking the less common of 2 choices on an optional boss. A very small portion of the player base has ever used this. Gale became a hotter monk? Yeah. Playing only Barb every other melee class feels so squishy. I would encourage you to explore those other classes more. While Barbarian can be tanky, you know, Rage as a baseline gives you that physical resist. There's lots of ways to get that. Barbarian has a lot of HP, that's for sure. But other classes have other defensive features. I encourage branching out. Let's go upstairs. I can deal with the Scrying Knife first. Use the jump ring. Is that available? Yeah, it is. Lightning resists, because last time the Warden almost fucking killed me.
Not this again.
I have a scroll. Yeah. I'd rather use that than a key point right now. Fucking really, man? Okay.
That way.
Guess I'll just use both.
Immediately.
Seems very strong. The unfortunate downside is that it is until long rest. Goes away if you respec.
Assaulting.
Yeah, well, stunned, so. Was I really? That's what I thought. Yeah, got one tapped on my level 5 War Cleric, level 2 Goblin's Menacing Attack that crit from full HP. Yeah, so there's this fun thing called crit immunity that you can equip to stop that. That's not other classes being squishy, that's you not preparing for crits. Because guess what, your Barbarian would get absolutely wrecked by crits as well. Except your Cleric can take less damage than the Barbarian thanks to the combination of Adamantine Splint and Heavy Armor Master being 5 damage reduction. Your Barbarian did not have 5 damage reduction. Your Barbarian had at most 1 damage reduction if you had Adamantine Splint. Or Adamantine Scale, rather. So, like, that's not the class's fault. That's your lack of planning. Congrats, you unlocked a new approach. We love learning. Hey, that's the level. Fighting an enemy, try to disguise as a gnome or halfling. Yeah, fighting any goblins disguising as something small really does help. Crit immunity, what presumably gate fight, is that possible? So, gate fight? No. Well, technically, yes, but it's very counterintuitive. But that fight, you're counteracting crits. One, the enemy we're talking about is not in that fight. The two, counteracting crits is don't get attacked. That's your counterplay. Yeah, you're level 5. And if a goblin is clicking menacing attack, it's not the gate fight. So my options here, I could take Alert to unfuck my initiative, so I can use whatever elixir I want, and I'm kinda tempted to do that. So level 2 goblins, my brain thought menacing attacks are a little warcraft buff. No, menacing attack is a melee attack rule thing that certain goblins have. It's a Battlemaster feature that certain goblins have. But it's only specific once. Like, there's one in the prison in the goblin camp that has it. There's one in the Blighted Village that has it. There is one in the goblin camp courtyard that has it. And I think there's one in the cave where you lost Saza Viper that has it. Great Axe Goblin's menacing attack, clear 50 HP with a crit. Yeah, like, being a barbarian ain't saving you from that. Unless you, what, 16 con with aid and temp HP and a low roll. Like, that's gonna fuck up anybody. Have crit immunity. Things like that are less likely to happen. But the real counterplay to that menacing attack is not to ever let the goblins that have it attempt it. You kill them, or you stay out of their range. Elemental Adept would be counterintuitive. I would start ignoring my own fire resistance. I'd ignore everyone else's fire resistance too, but I'd ignore my own. I was thinking about Dual Wielder, because it would open up some things like, I could have Corallin's Grace in one hand, and then some sort of something to buff Fangs in the other. I mean, I guess I could do Corallin's Grace in one hand, and then Aether Warhammer in the other. Then I would still have my bonus action Overheat, but I would get the extra unarmed damage on my Fangs and my Flurry of Blows and my Martial Arts Unarmed Strike. But the problem with doing this is that I don't have crit immunity unless I equip the Grimskull Helm, which I'm not proficient with, which would force disadvantage on everything I do. Turns off spellcasting, that's not a big deal. I'm not a spellcaster right now. That does open up the possibility of me taking a level of Cleric or Ranger. Pick up heavy armor proficiency. Without changing my spellcasting modifier. I like it staying on Wisdom. Because I want my Wisdom low. I actually want my spell save DC to be low on this build. Funny as that might sound. Logic being it makes it easier for me to save against my own effects. And Overheat from the Aether Hammer doesn't care anyway. So using Harmonium Halberd to lower my spell save DC would be cool if it was a one-handed weapon. Alert just makes the most sense. It's just good in a variety of situations. Fieldmaster and Evasion work together? If so, I gotta test that. I probably won't test it on this character, but if they work together, you could, in theory, have Shieldmaster, Evasion, Uncanny Dodge, and Resistance all individually having the damage of, like, a Fireball. And then you have damage reduction after all that. So even on a failed save, you just don't care. I could go Athlete and boost my dex. I could go Moderately Armored, actually. There's an idea. Since I'm a human, I have light armor proficiency. If I go Moderately Armored, I can boost my dex by 1, meaning with Ethel Hair, I can boost my dex to 18. Or I can boost my strength with Moderately Armored, and then Ethel Hair on that to be at 22. That's not terrible. I do think boosting my dex is better. But it's an interesting thought. Moderately Armored would give me the ability to wear, like, Boots of Striding. And I think I'm going to want that later. The weird not having alert build. Ugh. I hate skipping alert. But this does also give me the option of, I know I keep saying give me the option of, that's the best way to look at things in this game. What does this open up? What possibilities does this create? What tools does this give you? I can wear Adamantine Scale. Take this. Seems like using 2-weapon fighting with Colossus Slayer removes your dex modifier if Colossus Slayer is used on an offhand attack. That's interesting. It's very interesting. Dex scaling with weapon attacks is so cursed in this game. It's very nonsensical. The game really wants you to use strength. Yeah, I'm gonna take Moderately Armored dex. Now, this might seem redundant since I'm using the Helldusk and I don't need proficiency for that. But I just opened up so many gear options for myself that I'm very excited about. Does mean I need to prioritize fighting Ethel now. I got 1 key point from leveling.
Beyond water. I'd make my last call.
Give Wolverine a weapon. I I like giving him a torch, honestly.
Good work. You, however, are the clincher. Hurry!
Next build is Dagger Bard, melee and strength instead. Yeah, just the thing about strength is it's so easy to boost, even without elixirs. Like, you can just get your strength much higher than you can get your dex, without any real effort.
Mine for the take.
So, like, I just kind of hesitate to ever scale weapon attacks off of anything other than strength if I can avoid it. Obviously, Blade Pact Pure Class Warlock has no choice but to use Charisma. Shillelagh builds have no choice but to use whatever their spellcasting modifier is. Strength is just, like, objectively better. I guess the exception would be if you really want to ability drain something else with your melee attacks, then you would use a different form of scaling. 20 dex is really nice though. Oh yeah, I still recommend having 20 dex. It's just you can get dex to 20 without doing anything that crazy. That's like Ethelhair on dex, base 17, and then mirror. You're just sitting at 20 without outside help, and that's good. But like your strength you can have at 22 with similar levels of effort, or 24 with actually trying. And that's without accounting for Cloud Giant Elixir just being there the whole game.
That is the plan.
I'd say just have both high strength and dex.
Below. Down.
Any way to ability drain Khan? We were talking about this a bit earlier, maybe with Dragonborn Breath Weapon,
To the gnomes, they're up to
but I've not
something.
tested.
Roland better be all right.
We're gonna free them. I don't think I'm going to talk to Alfiria yet. I want to wait till level 9 so I get better scrolls. Much do you value wisdom proficiency? Extremely little. Wisdom saves are almost never relevant. Like, there's almost always a better counter to something that would force a wisdom saving throw on you than actually rolling. Like, protection from evil and good covers a lot of things. Later in the game, if you have a cleric or druid to cast Hero's Feast, that covers a lot as well. You can auto succeed with the Helldusk Boots in Act 3 if there's like one really important one you're looking out for. But then, also in Act 3, by the time you have things like Anointed in Splendor, Helm of Baldurin, any of the sources of permanent bless passively, you might have Armor of Persistence for passive resistance. That rhymes. Like, it's very easy to just have good saves. I don't value Wisdom Proficiency very high at all. And that is with the objective reality that wisdom saving throws are the most common of the mental saving throws you'll have to roll. Whereas dexterity is the most common of the physical ones you'll have to roll. Now, there might be more things that force con saves on you, but they happen less frequently than the dex saves, if that makes sense. Even in Act 1? Even in Act 1. I assume you're talking about things like Hold Person and Fear. Protection from evil and good covers Fear. Having the best resist to Hold Person is being immune to Hold Person. So either Elixir of Guileful Movement, or if you've been to Act 2 and go back to Act 1 with the Ring of Free Action, which I'm wearing right now, you have that. If your Bard, Cleric, or Druid hits level 7, they can cast Freedom of Movement for immunity to Hold Person. Like Solo Warlock choosing Con over Wisdom Proficiency, wasn't sure. I would say, of the two, Con is more important.
Boat's good to go. All that's left is to ship off.
Because it just
My
does
plan
more.
for now is to hide
I
out
would say
on the
neither are
water.
very important, but of the two,
Unless
Khan
you have
is
a
more
better
important.
idea.
Hunger of Hadar is so good I want to never lose con saves. So the thing about Hunger of Hadar is you can create a situation where enemies never even get to attempt to damage you to break your concentration, so you don't have to worry about it. Like, if you get them stuck in your hunger, and you stay at the edge of their maximum range, they're gonna try to walk up to you, not have enough movement, and you never even need to roll concentration saves, right? Alright, this floor is completely cleared. We killed Zarel. We cleared the roof. Let's go kill Squire. You don't really want to gamble on hold person enemies anyway in challenge runs, yeah. Feeling so powerful, especially the boots, or excuse me, kiting so powerful, especially with boots, gloves, movement combo in early game. Yeah, click fingers. Yeah. You've got that, you've got Haste Helm, Crusher's Ring, remain powerful the entire game. It's funny that all the movement speed gear you get, except for maybe the Spurred Band, all that movement speed gear from Act 1 remains really good the entirety of the game. And then at the late game, of course, you get things like Nirvalna, Martial Exertion gloves. Movement speed's incredibly valuable. Open this door with a spike bulb so I don't have to pick the lock. It hits the lever through the door. We do have animal speaking. Let's get guidance going.
Onward.
Without watching your videos, by the way. I'm glad you're finding them useful.
These are the General's private quarters.
Thank you, guidance.
Just be...
No honor among sneaks.
It's faster if I do this. One case for Warcaster I found is Retaliation builds the one concentration, limited, and armor choices. That's true. There's another inspo I can get. Now that I feel more confident spacing kiting enemies, I transition to Reaver Boots and other gloves, because with Eldritch Blast, Hunger of Hadar are so easy to space enemies. And I think you're going about things exactly the right way. Once you get comfortable and you know how much you do and don't need for that spacing, you can strip away what you don't need and put in other things to the build instead. So you're going about things the right way.
May it please, Mystra.
Robes will get dirty.
I don't want to get a surprise round, but I don't really want to expend a summon.
May it please,
I'm
Mystra.
careful I won't be in range of this thing to try to disarm me. Huh. That's funny. I didn't think that would go that way, but I like it.
That's a frightful amount of teeth where there shouldn't be any.
Just like college, yeah. Isn't tied to one turn anymore, right? Right. They fixed that a while ago.
Most excellent.
I love overheat. It was dead either way. It was fun to finish it that way.
To new horizons.
Oh, broke the bed. Whoops.
In for a surprise?
Alright, Moonrise should be basically completely cleared now. Except for the first floor, I should say. Works hot, single Gale breaks beds, of course. What else would he be doing? Really enjoying the applications of heat here. Feel very useful. What day of the week is tomorrow? Tomorrow Saturday? Yeah, I think that's enough for today. I've been doing like 8 hours total. I know my stream uptime right now shows a little over 2 hours, but I had to disconnect. Thank you everyone who came back after that, by the way, and anyone who came in after. Considering Kill Out here won't get access to Potent Road, would be other good options for Warlock. Planning to play it with Mix of Sorcerer, maybe half and half. I'm a big proponent of taking moderately armored on Warlock so that I can just wear medium armor. You know, Dark Justiciar half plate, Adamantine Scale, Breastplate +1 in the early game. I really like having those medium armor options. Even when I'm doing Eldritch Blast stuff, I value making it so I'm never going to take meaningful damage. I value that more than slightly speeding up the Eldritch Blast damage. So that's just my personal take. If you're not doing that, then I guess your best option's like Infernal Robe, probably. Maybe Graceful Cloth. Get up a Dex bracket. But yeah, thanks everyone. I'm gonna look for someone for us to raid. See who's live. Been raiding Kaylee so much lately, but I've just been enjoying watching her do her thing. So let's do that one more time. Also consider that Eldritch Blast is so much control you don't need more damage. Exactly. Exactly. Hopefully we're not keeping Kaylee on too late. But I really enjoy her content. Kaylee's doing a no-hit challenge. She's on attempt 8. Attempt 7 ended in a really, really unfortunate way. She almost beat the game, but she's doing it solo honor as an arcane trickster, no tadpoles allowed, region locked, completing all companion storylines, fighting all bosses without taking damage. I think that kind of speaks for itself as just an awesome run. So definitely go watch her stuff. I'll see you guys next time. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And yeah, I'll be live tomorrow. More hot single Gale. We'll actually get the buff tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Resin Road.